Hello and good evening to you. Welcome to News at 10 and it's live on news up here at Desawe in Kanda. My name is Alfred Okansi. We'll start off with the day's news headlines throughout the day. 2 people have been killed in tumult during a clash between the youth and police in the Sisala East municipality of the Upper West region. The clash is believed to have been fueled by an arrest of 3 persons yesterday at the Tumut Dam, which led to 1 person losing his life after he fell into the dam and drowned in an attempt to resist arrest. Now, the police administration says the April agreement it signed with the military to ensure maximum cooperation was to some extent breached in the Wednesday clashes. On Wednesday, the police and military clashed in Tamale following the arrest of 1 military officer by Director General of the Police Public Relations Affairs, ACP David Eklu, says it is too early to apportion blame. So on this, Member of Parliament for Futu constituency, Alexander Afenyo-Markins, has described as premature the Speaker's directive summoning the Defence and Interior Ministers over Wednesday's bloody clash between a group of soldiers and some police personnel. According to Afenyo-Markins, the Speaker's directive undermines the duties of Parliament's Joint Committee on Defence and Interior. And a collapsed bridge at Baruma in the Ashanti region has cut off residents of the community from their farms. The current state of the bridge makes it difficult for farmers to cut their farm produce to the market centers. The situation, according to the residents, is affecting economic activities in the area. And on the international front, more than 100 people have died after a Boeing 737 airliner crashed and exploded near Jose Marti International Airport in Havana. 3 people have survived but are in a critical condition in hospital. Cuban Communist Party newspaper Granma reported the plane came down shortly after takeoff, crashing in a field. There's a lot more on this on 3news.com, and you can just visit the website and get more of the story. Let's settle now for some news here on News at 10. Remember, we're live on DSTV channel 279. 2 people have allegedly been killed in tumult during a clash between the youth and police in the Sisala East municipality of the Upper West region. Now, the clash is believed to have been fueled by an arrest of 3 persons yesterday at the Tumut Dam, which led to 1 person losing his life after he fell into the dam and drowned in an attempt to resist arrest. Now, the 2 who were arrested mobilized and attacked the police station this morning for the death of the 1 person who was retrieved from the dam this morning. Meanwhile, the police say 2 persons have been arrested in connection with the attack on the police station. Let's just stay on this. And Chief Superintendent Hamza Jacobo is the immediate past head of the formed police unit of the Ghana Police Service, and he joins me on the telephone. Good evening, Chief. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Now, this is the second of such attacks we've had just within this week. The civilians or residents attacking a police station. It happened in the Bona region, and we're talking about what's happening in the Upper East region. What do you make of this continuous occurrence of this particular incident?
Well, thank you. I think these are actions that ought to be condemned by every Ghanaian. Every Ghanaian ought to condemn these acts of hooliganism and vandalism by some people. What one must be considering is what informs their courage to be able to embark upon such attacks. Obviously, they should have some reasons why they think that they can attack the police with impunity. It is the police that is supposed to provide the citizens of this country the protection that they require to be able to go about their daily chores. So if they think they should do this, which is to the detriment of the generality of society, then it's so unfortunate.
But, I mean, these two cases may be described as isolated cases, but definitely they have some common undertones or underlining factors there. What exactly, in your view, might have gone wrong? I mean, that's rather emboldening people who think that the police did not do the right thing to rather want to go and attack the police or police stations. What exactly is fueling this kind of situation?
Yes, it is for this reason that I said earlier that we need to try to find out what emboldens them to do that. Certainly there is something. Do they feel confident enough that the police is weak, or is it that they have some sort of backing that would allow them to do all these things and go unpunished? See, and I think that it's about time the police showed high-handedness in fighting all these sort of things. Whether it is that it is done, police try to massage things or manage things, no. At least the law allows the police to defend themselves. And so therefore, if they are being unduly attacked when they are performing their legitimate duties, everybody in this country must support them when it is that they fight back and fight back appropriately. You see, sometimes I think I blame commanders who are unable to show toughness. They ought to show toughness when it is that they are right in the performance and the protection, the performance of their duties and the protection of the citizens. So that is what I think ought to be done by commanders.
I see. I want to thank you very much for your time this evening, and I'm grateful for your thoughts on this rather worrying trend that what's happening. Chief Superintendent Hamza Jacobo is a former commanding officer at the Formed Police Unit of the Ghana Police Service. Bona is a security analyst. He joins me via Skype. Mr. Bona, I want to thank you very much for your time this evening. Anytime these incidents happen, obviously a conversation would have to ensue between the two of us. What do you make of the continuous occurrence of this incident? I mean, we can talk about sometime last year or two where the Somanya police station was attacked. The only vehicle there was burnt because residents were not happy about the ECG taking their lights. Just last week, something happened in the Bona region. Now we are talking about the Upper East region. The chief superintendent thinks that the police has not been very hard on residents who decide to do this. You think so?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your cherished viewers. Yes, I, completely agree with the retired police officer who spoke. I think it is not for nothing that we have bought guns and ammunition for our police officers. We bought them the guns and ammunitions and provided them the scanty logistics they have to be able to defend us and defend themselves. The catchphrase is they need to be able to defend themselves and defend us. And so, under no circumstances should anyone attempt to attack the very foundation of our democracy. I mean, we don't have to play with these types of attacks. If anyone it dawns on anyone to attack any of our police stations, that person should realize that he or she is attacking the very foundation of our democracy. It's attacking what makes us a republic. And so I would urge the police to defend that foundation of our democracy and ensure that if any miscreant, because people who attack our police stations, I call them criminals. They have no basis at all. If you have a reason to think that the police have erred, the law, there are processes, due processes you follow. You don't go and attack the police. You do that, you would worsen the situation. So if you take the case in Tumu, in the Sisala East District, I'm told. I mean, how on earth could the young people there think that they could have taken the laws into their own hands to the extent that they wanted to burn the police station? And remember, police officers and their families live in some of these facilities. So you would burn the police station, burn everyone in there, and then they should look at you with all the arms and ammunition we provided them. I don't think, that would be right. And so I think that they acted responsibly by defending the police station, by so doing, defending the very foundation of our democracy. I think I would urge them to do that.
Mr. Bona, if you ask or encourage the police now to be high-handed in dealing with this, what kind of high-handedness or in terms of their actions would be deterrent enough to discourage people or mobs would want to attack the police because they do not disagree or do not agree, I beg your pardon, with one action or the other by the police? What in their line of engagement or the rules of engagement, what actions are allowed in circumstances like this?
The action that's allowed in circumstances like this is one of them that I think they excellently exhibited in the Tumu area. Condolences to the bereaved families. I mean, those who have died through this, what ensued. But like you are saying, even the law mandates me as a private citizen, if I'm in my house and I have an unlicensed gun and you dared try to attack me and I use it on you in self-defense, the law permits it. And so if you attack a police station because you feel aggrieved and you take the laws into your own hands and you attack the police station, I mean, you are attacking the very foundation of our democracy. And I would repeat that. You are attacking the very foundation of our democracy. And therefore, let's urge, and a lot of these things are happening because we have a lot of our young people, some of them, who are now who are high on drugs, who are using this tramadol, who are mixing them with energy drinks, who are smoking weed, and sometimes, they are not able to, see things clearly like myself and you. And so, little things, they take the laws into their own hands. The police conducted a swoop. And if you follow the story, I did follow the story. If you follow the story, they have a base that they set to, smoke weed and all that. And anytime the police gets there, they jump into the dam and they swim across. This time around, one of them couldn't swim across and he got drowned. Okay, you have to wait for the autopsy report to come out because if someone drowns, the pathologist would have to open the person and tell us whether the water was filled in that person's lungs or the person died before, being dumped there is a way being dumped in the water. All these things have not been done, but these people attacked the police station. I think it is wrong.
So maybe finally, this may be coincidental, but definitely not out of place. The ripple effect of what happened in Tamale 3 days ago can definitely not be taken away from probably what could be encouraging such civilian attacks on police installations. Okay, so if we have policemen, being attacked by the military 3 times in 5 months in the northern region, which is within the same geographical area as the Upper East region, and nothing deterring is done to deal with these military officers, and it keeps happening, don't you think that the ripple effect of what we saw or we've been seeing over the past 5 months of military attacking the police sometimes would send that signal that the police can be attacked anyway by the civilians?
Well, it is not sometimes, all the time. Once the military or any state agency does that, all the time it is going to send the wrong signal to myself and you, the private persons, individuals and groups who think that the police cannot perform and therefore any little spark, they want to attack the police. And so I am calling on the top hierarchy, the top echelon of the security service. I'm even calling on the president and his vice, the ministers that we have, to ensure that this time around, the military officers who undertook this operation, they don't sweep it under the carpet. I was expecting by now, military, those who did that, some of them should have been brought to Accra to be punished. But unfortunately, that hasn't been done. And so already we've had something in Sene, we've had something, the military themselves attacking the police in Tamale. We've had this one in, what do you call it, the Tumu area. And so when is this going to stop? And I think that this can stop when the military who committed this atrocity or these atrocities in Tamale are punished severely to serve as a deterrent, that me as a private person, even if a military person did this and is punished, if me as a private person should do this, I am also equally going to be punished severely. You know, and so for me, I think that in our own way, culturally, we find a way to sweep some of these things under the carpet, and it's fueling the lawlessness that is going on in this country. We cannot live with it any longer. I think the state must deal with it. For 2 hours in Tamale, there was total anarchy, there was total chaos. There was no law and order. Right. For 2 hours. Since 1992, we've never had that. And right. we've had another one in the Upper West. I hope we don't have another one in the Upper East, probably tomorrow morning. I'm hoping that we get these people who committed these atrocities punished.
Certainly, Mr. Bona, thank you so much for your time. We definitely will not have one in the Upper East region. I want to thank you. Adam Bona is a security analyst joining us with his thoughts on this rather worrying development of what's happening at Tumu in the Upper West region, following up to what's happened in Tamale 3 days ago. The military and the police have indicated their commitment to ensure that this does not happen again in those regions. Still live here on News at 10. We'll be back shortly after this quick break. We'll stay. Welcome back to News at 10. Now, government has called on the Ghana Liquefied Petroleum Gas Operators Association, GLIPGOA, to call off its intended strike scheduled for Monday, the 21st of May, 2018. According to government, the group should return to the negotiation table to have all its concerns properly addressed concerning the cylinder recirculation module program soon to be implemented across the country. The cylinder recirculation module, if implemented, will ensure that LPG bottling plants are sited away from congested commercial and populated centers. The plants will also procure, brand, maintain and fill empty cylinders to be distributed to consumers and households through retail outlets. Low-risk gas stations will be designated for the supply of gas to vehicles. Ghana Liquefied Petroleum Gas Operators Association has rejected the cylinder recirculation module, as it says over 7,000 people will be rendered jobless. But government insists that from its projections, the potential impact on the new LPG distribution module shows a minimum of 5,000 jobs will be created in addition to the existing jobs in the industry, estimated to be around 3,500. A collapsed bridge at Baruma in the Ashanti region has cut off residents of the community from their farms. The current state of the bridge makes it difficult for farmers to cut their farm produce to the market centers. The situation, according to the residents, is affecting economic activities in the area. Here's a report by Ibrahim Abubakar.
Cocoa growing community in the Chimangwa North District of the Ashanti region. The community is a hub of cocoa and plantain production in the region, but the bridge linking the community and residents' farms has collapsed. Transporting farm produce to the community is the biggest challenge for the farmers here at Baruma due to the state of the bridge. A cocoa farmer Kofi Yabua said his farm produce have been locked up in the farms because he is unable to move them to the community.
Government must fix this bridge to enable us transport our farm produce.
Unit Committee Chairman for the area, Osei Collins, pleaded with the government to provide them with a new bridge to protect lives and property.
We normally use communal labor to reconstruct the bridge, so it is hard to get wood to construct the bridge. Anytime they say they will come to our aid, but nothing has happened to it.
Adontihene Oberikuma Nana Bafo Joe said several complaints have not yielded any results.
This bridge has been there over 10 years, and even for last 3 years, our main MP, Benito, he even came here and saw the situation of the bridge. He gave us a promise, but until then, we haven't even seen him here.
Residents say several lives have been lost in the Offin River due to the collapse of the bridge.
A 19-year-old boy got drowned after attempting to cross the river to his parents' cocoa farm due to the collapsed bridge.
2 suspects have been arrested by Tesano Divisional Police Command for engaging in visa fraud. 48-year-old Kabanedu and the 33-year-old man Samuel Ablato allegedly collected 5,750 cedis from a victim to facilitate his acquisition of a visa to Germany.
The suspects were nabbed by the police following a tip-off. About 6 copies of Ghanaian passports and more than 100 passport pictures and identity cards were retrieved in their hideout.
Complainant complained that they charge him 12,000 Ghana cedis and he has paid 5,750 to them. Afterwards, he will give them the balance, but he's not getting them, so he won action from the police. So we move in and then we had 2 people arrested.
Tesano Police Commander Chief Superintendent Udra Menin cautioned the public against patronizing the services of visa fraudsters. The police commander urged the public to furnish the police with information that will lead to the arrest of fraudsters.
Let's bring you a collection of tilapia throughout the week. I want to say thank you for staying with us here on News at 10. On behalf of the rest of the team, we're grateful. My name is Alfred Kanse. Do have a good night and a great weekend.